In the medium of animation, probably among the most important people who contribute to the movies and television series we watch are the character designers. When they put pencil to paper and envision what the characters will look like, they play a key role in the visual appearance of the project. In recent years, I've noticed a disconcerting need to bash character designers and the hard work they do, and I find it completely undeserving. Character designers are some of the most talented and creative individuals working in animation, and I'm continually awed by what their imagination brings to life. There seems to be a common misconception that character designers just scribble a bunch of doodles and their work is done. No. Character designers are required to draw the characters in multiple positions, and with different reactions, and they also evolve and change their appearance in order to find the right fit. These are also pivotal in getting an idea of their shape, how much weight they have, and how much the character's personality comes through just by looking at them. When the final model sheets are created, those serve as an important template for the production team and animators to then bring the characters to life on the screen. I often see people dismiss designs they don't like by calling them lazy, which is monumentally insulting considering the large amount of hours, days, and weeks spent on designing the characters for an animated project. Another common remark I've noticed pop up is that all animated characters look the same, especially on television. I want you, the viewer, to answer this for me. Do the characters on Regular Show and BoJack Horseman look the same? What about Harvey Girls Forever and Adventure Time? Milo Murphy's Law and Steven Universe? DuckTales and Archibald's Next Big Thing? I don't know about the rest of you, but they all look unique and distinct to me. A lot of this thought process seems to come from the perception that all character designers graduated from Cal Arts, thus leading to the term Cal Arts style used as a derogatory. This term originated from John Crispolucci and has unfortunately become widespread. It's even used to describe shows not designed by Cal Arts graduates. Steven Universe gets hit with this a lot, for example, despite the fact Rebecca Sugar never even went to that school. Another common insult thrown towards television cartoons is that they look cheap, which I found is really code for saying that an art design is simple. Are there animated shows with a low budget? Sure, but the character designers often succeed at working around that. Think back to Hanna-Barbera. Because they were working with limited budgets, there was a simplicity required on the character animation. And yet, there was still an endearing quality to the designs, whether it was Yogi Bear, or the Jetsons, or Top Cat. These characters are instantly recognizable and iconic for a reason. Nowadays, the shows have a bit more of a budget, and that has resulted in some of them looking quite striking and fluid in their animation. Luke Pearson's designs for the characters of Hilda are simple, yes, but they move in such a wonderfully fluid way. Alex Hirsch's designs for Gravity Falls also have a nice simplicity to them, and yet the character is able to be very expressive. One thing I appreciate about modern cartoons is how much of the character designer's style comes through. Harvey Girls Forever, for example, definitely has Katie Rice's influence all over the characters, and Tuca and Birdie is unmistakably the work of Lisa Hannibal. It's not just on television either. Kraig Hellman is one of the best character designers working in feature films today, and I've noticed his distinct style popping up in the likes of Cloudy with Chance Meatballs 2, Sausage Party, and the Hotel Transylvania movies. Hellman also played a major role in Spider-Ham's design in Into the Spider-Verse. Where character designers especially seem to get heat is when they're tasked with taking an earlier property and giving it a new style. People are really attached to how classic characters look, and so any change is unfortunately bound to get a reaction, and some of the hatred thrown at character designers is truly despicable. I first started to notice this when the Looney Tunes show revealed the new designs for those iconic Warner Brothers personalities. Jessica Barutsky is one of the best and most talented character designers working today, and did a fantastic job of putting her own spin on Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Yosemite Sam, and the rest of the Looney Tunes crew. However, many fans of the classic cartoons were not nearly as positive, and the things written about her designs online were horrifying, and I definitely won't repeat them. Thankfully, Warner Brothers was pleased with her take and subsequently hired her to continue to play in the Looney Tunes universe in Wabbit. She later adapted another property with Bunnicula, and she was even brought on board the new Animaniacs series currently in production. Most recently, Noelle Stevenson's designs for She-Ra and the Princesses of Power also got a lot of flack. I suddenly saw a number of online voices coming out of the woodwork, declaring the 80s She-Ra as some artistic masterpiece, and bemoaning how much was changed for this incarnation. Sorry if She-Ra looks like a teenager in this new show instead of some supermodel. The rest of the cast similarly look distinct, thus allowing Glimmer, Bo, Ketra, and the other characters populating Etheria to stand out. I've also seen complaints about the designs for the new Chip and Dale show being created for Disney+, with the usual accusations of these designs being lazy and cheap and an insult to the characters. Or, maybe the artists behind the show wanted to experiment, put their own stamp on Chip and Dale. This new series will consist of 7-minute comedic shorts and will involve them getting into all sorts of hijinks. That's not unlike the new Mickey Mouse shorts, which had Paul Rudish putting his own approach on their designs, and those cartoons are hilarious. I won't be surprised if the new Chip and Dale show has a similarly zippy sense of humor and timing. Listen, I love classic cartoons, and there will always be a place for the more traditional and familiar character designs. I was amazed, for example, by how faithfully Charles Schulz's Peanuts characters were represented in Blue Sky's Peanuts movie. Smurfs, The Lost Village, also succeeded in matching Peyo's art style perfectly. Several of the characters in the Green Eggs and Ham animated series coming to Netflix retain that quintessential Dr. Seuss appearance. And for the most part, Warner Brothers Animation rarely departs heavily from the traditional designs of the Hanna-Barbera properties, like the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, and Tom and Jerry. However, experimentation is also a good thing, and just because something is different does not make it bad. I love how limitless animation is, and I dislike when people say animation should not do that, or animation cannot look like that. Animation cannot evolve if we reject every new and unique art style that comes along. I am continually awed by the amazing talent and creativity displayed by today's character designers. This is shown not just through their work on a finished movie or television show, but also going to their Twitter pages and professional websites and seeing the drawings and concept art they post. Whether they're providing character designs for the newest Pixar or Sony animation movie or the latest Cartoon Network series, or they're being tasked with giving a new spin on a classic property, the hard work and imagination comes through. I hate when people just bash character designs without realizing the harshness of their comments and how insulting they can be to the artist. So I'm going to end off with this. If you're a character designer working in animation, or you're at art school right now and trying to get into the industry, you are incredibly talented. And don't listen to anyone who feels the need to insult your work. There is a difference between proper constructive criticism and just being mean. See you next time.